Hey, it's time for the Trinity Minute, where we sum up what we did in Trinity class tonight. This was an exciting class because we talked about the energy of diversity. Diversity is our heart's way of getting us to experience new things, because sadly we have a tendency to associate. We associate everything with everything. We get certain pairs, peanut butter and jelly, biscuits and gravy, things just go together. That is true energetically as well. Going to the playground is play. Going to the beach is relaxation. Sitting and reading a book in a classroom is education. We get these situations locked in with a certain energy, and we're just not able to experience anything else in that situation. If I get used to the idea that going to the park is relaxing for me, and then one time I go there and there's a John Philip Sousa band playing, I'm like, oh, this has ruined my relaxation. Well, if I had practiced some diversity, I might be able to break that situation apart from the happening and go, okay, it's not relaxation today. Today I am discovering a new piece of passion as the band plays. You can really open up your life and experience new things, grow really fast, expand your horizons, receive new energies if you're able to break apart your expectations. Diversity is the energy that does that. How do you practice diversity? Well, I'm sure that you're all masters of diversity. You have Chinese food one day and Italian food the next day. You're a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll. That's great. I'm glad that you have that multicultural spin on your life, but getting down to the nitty-gritty where you are really good at breaking apart things you associate requires a little bit of work. The easiest way I know to do it is a little exercise about getting away from somebody who is aggressive to you. If you have a situation, and this is basically a self-defense class, so we talk in terms of self-defense situations, where this person is threatening to you in some way, your hands should be up. If there is a confrontation going on here, it's not going to take place at this range, it's going to take place at this range. I'm not scared back here, no matter how threatening she looks, but here, this is a problem, and my hands should be up. Getting away from this is not about some fancy technique where I take the gun out of her hand or scare her so much she runs away. It's sometimes just about getting 1, 2, 3 steps where you can turn and get through a door and lock it, or get behind a car and keep that person with their baseball bat or their gun away from you by staying on the other side of the car. That is sometimes the difference between life and death. Getting away. And getting away amounts to maybe just 1 step. If I'm trying to get through a door and I'm here and I take that 1 step and then I turn and try and get through the door, she is on me like white on rice, hopefully, if she really wants to attack me. But if the same situation occurs and somehow I get 1, 2, 3 steps away, go, I can get through the door and lock it behind me. And it was really just a matter of distance. Distance can save your life. But if we're starting with this situation here, hands up, how am I going to get distance without her just naturally closing the distance? Because if this person is a bully, if they're a criminal, if they're aggressive in some way, they're going to want to come into your space as soon as you vacate their space. The answer is diversity. If you get really good at breaking up the difference between your hands and your motion, you can kind of blur their perception a little bit. My hands should be up, but when I take a step back, you're going to find that it tends to look just like this. Hands, step, hands, step. And that looks pretty timid, doesn't it? It looks like I'm begging you to come after me and beat me up with this sort of motion. So what we want to do is practice moving our hands to the point where I get a lot of hand motions in for every step. It looks like things are happening here, and they're thinking, wait, what's going on with the hands? And they don't notice that I've stepped back and now I'm going to run. This says come after me. But This says, what the fuck are they doing with their hands there? Sorry about that language. This invites pursuit. This says, something's happening, but I don't know what it is, and by the time they figure it out, you've got your 1, 2, maybe even 3 steps, and you're gone. You're behind that car, you're through that door, you've locked the door behind you. That distance can save your life, but it is very important that you begin to break apart the rhythm of step, hand, step, hand, step, hand. The best way to do that is get a mirror or a partner that will give you some feedback and practice moving your hands at different rates from your talking and from your movement. If you lift your back foot up and then set it down, shifting your weight, you should be able to get several hand motions in there during that time. If there's just step, hand, it's obvious what you're doing. But if there's hand motions going on all the time as you talk, as you move, I can take some steps forward before you go, wait, what's happening? Did he get closer to me? More specifically, if you get used to the idea that the hand goes out, the hand comes back, the hand goes out, the hand comes back, the hand goes out, the hand comes back, I took a step, and you didn't really notice it because there was a lot of hand motion coming towards you. This sort of practice, where you stand in front of a mirror and you practice moving your hands at different rates from what your talking is doing, different weights from what your steps are doing, then you can get really good at creating this sort of blur. This blur that goes on with your hands will sometimes allow you to take the 2, 3 steps necessary to get away from a dangerous situation. Practice it at home. The better you get at separating your hands from your motion, the better you will be at separating peanut butter from jelly or the park from the relaxation. Give it a try.